Good evening, everybody. What's going on? I am unbelievably happy that the stream actually went up because I thought it wasn't going to. I thought we were going to have problems right from the very beginning, and in kind of a way we did, but not really. Jesse, can you hear me? I'm going to test your levels right now.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. So this is the inaugural show, the first episode, really the first full episode on Final Frontier News, episode number 1. And I'm pretty happy to do this over here on a different channel on YouTube. And, of course, the podcast will be up on iTunes of Final Frontier News. And tonight, I think we've got a bunch of different sort of topics here. And I want to have interesting people on the show all the time. But Jesse is probably one of the more interesting people to me that I know, because I like a lot of the things that you talk about. I don't fully commit to a lot of things, Jesse. If you know me, I don't like fully commit to an idea or maybe an explanation or
No, I don't either. I really don't. I love to take pieces out of a million things, but never stick to just one of those things completely. You know?
Yeah.
I don't like labels, and I don't like being stuck in one place. So.
Yeah, I think that's, and sometimes I do get a little stuck, but that's why I continuously look for different ideas.
Being stuck in one place, it's kind of fucked up. Being a cripple, it's no choice.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck in your own deal. Well, this brings me, bro. This brings me to what happened tonight. I was seriously, I'm not joking. I was on my way home, and all day at work, I kept thinking of you. I don't know why. I kept thinking of you while I was driving to home from work. I was thinking of Jesse and how I'm going to do this show tonight anyway. I'm going to do a podcast on my own, but wouldn't it be great if Jesse was there? And I just kept seeing your face for some reason, as weird as that is. And I kept having this feeling, and I kept seeing your face. And then I think...
yeah.
Oh, I mean, all I said to you on Facebook tonight was I said, hey. And
I wasn't on Facebook, so I never got it.
So you never even got that. So you texted me,
that shit shut down.
That's crazy, because you know what?
I texted you without knowing any of that. I really had a feeling I wanted to do something, and I was like, hey, let's do this. Let's do something.
Dude, you don't understand how weird that is, because all I said to you was hey on Facebook, but you didn't get it anyway. But
I didn't get no, it had nothing to do with that. It goes beyond words, or even it's communication without without physical communication or talking on a phone or any of that shit. It's like when you fucking think of someone and then they call you. Same kind of shit.
Exactly like that, because everything that I wanted to say to you on Facebook when I said hey to get your attention, you said to me in a text right away, and I was like, this is crazy, because we obviously I don't think we talk as much as people think, maybe, or really talk. Like, we say stupid things to each other throughout days sometimes, or every once in a while, but we go a while without really talking.
And when we talk, it's just like it's usually for a reason or something. Otherwise, we go about our business,
So I just couldn't believe that you came at me with, like, everything that I was thinking about telling you. Like, I was like, this is...
and there's other reasons, too. I mean, this is ESP, basically, and anyone can have that. But you and I are both water signs, and you're a Cancer, I'm a Pisces, so it's like with Scorpios as well. All three of us would have very, very close communication without any words, without anything, except it just is. Like, you can fucking read each other's thoughts just about, and actually you can get to that point. And it's not even a choice in a lot of matters. Like, that wasn't a choice. We just did what we did, and now here we are sitting here. It's the same thing that led to me being on your show in the first place. I saw your show. I had a feeling. I had some thoughts. I followed it. I bugged your ass for 3 to 6 months. Here I am.
That's wild.
But I didn't think about it heavily. I just followed a feeling.
Tell me, having that feeling, I don't know if... I have feelings, too, like that, but I don't know if they're different, but... I was thinking about this, too, when I was thinking about the feeling I had for you tonight to do this show, to finally start this thing we've been talking about for a while. And it's the same feeling I had when I thought about my kids, bizarrely enough. I was thinking, I was looking at a photo earlier, and I started thinking back. You know what I mean? When you have a dream or a thought or, like, a really hard, like, a want for something, sometimes for me, like, what I really wanted badly and what I dreamt of having are two similar things or different things.
Oh, similar.
But that
Okay.
post,
I usually get the other end where I get.
well, yeah, I mean, sometimes they don't go that way.
Not always, because here we are, right?
And
So.
you're right, but then it doesn't work for everything because you get a lot of bad things that happen in your life. But that one thing that I always thought of was, you know, I was gonna have like 3 or 4 kids, you know what I mean, and I was gonna have a boy, 2 boys and a girl, and you know that, and that's kind of how what I pictured.
Well, Cancers, Pisces, and Scorpios, especially Pisces, like all very psychic. That's like the ESP. It's all it's there. Like anyone can develop that because we're all the same fucking. We're made of the same stuff, everybody. But the influences from the planets and shit are definitely more in your favor, more in my favor, more in a Scorpio's favor of just fucking somehow being able to fucking like you, dude. The way this show has been made and how the donations, every single thing, like it's all. We don't plan nothing. We've never planned shit for any shows. We just do it. That's pure intuition and just following something. It's not even, it's tangible, but you can't see it, and you can't touch it, but you can feel it.
Yeah.
So it's just so interesting. Yeah, it's really cool.
What about this? I'm interested in the Zodiac stuff that you mentioned, but I'm also interested in. I heard a lot of people today talk about, and this is random completely, just on videos that I happen to have clipped on, and somebody at work started it off earlier today by mentioning it. A girl who actually had her last day today. She doesn't work here anymore because she's going on to something else. She's a little bit eccentric and stuff, and she spoke about being a healer and how she recognized something in me, and how she was talking about how I needed to get more sleep and stuff. She's like, you really need to sleep more.
She's good.
And she was like, I can tell that she's like, sometimes I can see auras, and to me, and this is weird to me.
I can't do that. I'm not a visual, but I can feel you. I literally can feel people. And then the other thing I need to analyze what's going on is I need communication. I basically get people very comfortable. They let me into their deepest parts of their fucking souls that no one else gets to see, and then I'm able to help them. But that's my psychic gift, whatever you want to call it. I don't see visuals. I don't see colors. I don't see auras. I feel, and I feel, and then I analyze.
She would tell me that the aura, or you could see someone's aura change slowly.
Well, so what did she say about yours?
Well, she just says it's not, it's dim, it's darker. It's not that you're dark and you're light, but she said that there's a different almost frequency that you can tell.
You probably need a good balancing, like nature will do that. Like I've gotten on your ass about getting certain like crystals and shit, or something to wear around your neck or some shit. Like moonstone would be very, very good for you. Fucking there's just different ones. Like any of that shit is good to help balance you, or because you're like kicking ass left and right. But yeah, you need sleep. You probably need other things too. That just like I don't know, being able to unplug for a while. I think the entire the way society's built. I don't know about everywhere else, but I know here 40-hour week plus jobs. You shouldn't work that hard. We shouldn't be working this hard for money. It's like mechanical. You should do it to the level. You should be able to rest in between. I think other places do have naps and shit in between a workday, and I think that's been proven to be pretty successful. Or maybe more. I don't know.
See, for me, I gotta tell you, for me, if they told me I could nap at work, it wouldn't happen.
It's not. No, I don't mean exactly that, but it's just
I wouldn't be able
sometimes to. People don't. I've talked about this before on the show, the left brain, right brain thing. Let me get it up real quick, just so I don't fucking say the wrong ones. Left versus right brain, because it goes into masculine and feminine energies, which is the sun and the moon, gold, silver, male, female, whatever you want to call it. Left brain is more the masculine or patriarchal. And then the right brain is the more matriarchal, the feminine side. Like the right side is more about feelings, nonverbal, rhythm, arts. The left brain's more about like logic, analysis, sequencing, mathematics. One side's all about feeling basically, and the other side's all about structure.
So
And that's how you have balance, is you combine both sides.
Dave Rose
masculine
has
and
the right
feminine.
brain.
Yeah, and that goes into old what shit in Egypt and I don't know where else. The fucking pyramids, all that. It goes into all that shit.
Really?
Like that's what God is essentially. It's like it's all that. Well, fuck that. It's everyone's the same goddamn spark. Everyone's the same, piece of dust that formed into everything that's this illusion we call life. It's just a glimpse into a piece of time where it's so quick and we're just a quick, just a flame real quick,
You mentioned these rocks a minute ago. Oh, and these
Crystal,
crystals and rocks, and you think
Yeah.
that how we applying those to the body, right, changes
Or just have them in your
frequencies. Talk about
have them in a room,
have them in the room, just so like they can be in
You
the
can put
room.
crystals around your work area at work. You can put them to keep you calm. You can put them in your home for protection.
Is that because of their?
Dude, you can even do it for money. You can do it for all kinds of shit.
Is that because they're presumably space rock, or because they were formed in the earth, or?
Well, all crystals. All right, your computer, your phone, your television, everything's made. There's millions of quartz crystals in them. That's what holds memory. That's why gigabytes exist. Because crystals they vibrate and they hold memory.
Right.
So that's why you have to I have tons of crystals. You have to clean them, smudge them basically, like with sage, smoke, cool water, just mainly even your own thoughts. You have to send that vibration of your voice, your energy, your intent. Everything has to go towards and then they will then reverberate that into you and into your home and into wherever you are. And it's a communication. Everything is vibration.
Well, I'm gonna have to.
Is vibration.
I'm gonna have to go get some crystals. I think I'm thinking about ordering some online or something. Because you've been talking about. I've been thinking this for a long time too.
I can send you a list of ones that are will be extra beneficial in your, for you, just because there's certain ones that go well with certain signs and whatnot.
No, send me another list because I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna try some of the,
I just got a lamp. It's just a salt crystal
lamp. You bought
lamp,
a crystal lamp?
Pink Himalayan salt, but they're good for they're good for all right. Like right now, I'm on the computer. I got all this electronic shit around me, the Wi-Fi, everything. It will drop all of those bad, fucking all the toxic shit in those vibrations and frequencies down to the ground, so that they won't go into me, into my brain, into my body, give me cancer, radiate, whatever the fuck. I don't know exactly how to put it. It's blocking that. That's what that's for. Like the pink Himalayan salt lamps, it heats it up to a certain level to where it's able to ionize the air.
Yeah.
Or is it deionized or whatever?
I know.
Negative.
I know what you mean.
It creates negative ions.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of little shit, and it's all just old school, ancient technology. And doctors will tell you it's bullshit. Western doctors, it's basically Eastern ways of looking at things.
Well, you remember, and because I think they're very, how would I say it, instant gratification. Is that how Western doctors would, as opposed to, over time or gradual or adjustments, if it's not instantly gratified, like, the chemo kills the cancer, kills the body. The, we
that's
cut
another way. Sorry.
Well, even look at the 1800s or something like that. Maybe they cut your arm off. The disease is how it cut your arm off.
That was
those things where maybe
now we know more shit, but it's just what they need to do is embrace more. It's got to be less of that left brain. All right, we're going to give you these pills. We're going to mimic the natural shit you can get out of certain foods, certain herbs, certain whatever, flowers, fucking essential oils, whatever. You can get it naturally. And then they'll create another form of it, put it in a pill, and it's just not the same thing. And usually they cause side effects and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's just like they need to go back to nature and go back to. That's how you get balance. Right now we're going way over to the right. The left brain. The whole fucking world is left brain right now. Right brain is. We have to go back that way and meet in the middle. Like we're swayed over to one side. It's all mechanical. There's nobody actually is able to connect on a feeling level. I mean, it's crazy. I think there's probably certain areas in the world that are probably very peaceful, but in general, I think everybody's a little fucked up.
Yeah, no, you're right, and nobody's right nowadays. The way the way everybody works and what people do and the stress, everyone's. I would say that this is probably the most stressful time, maybe, other than a time of like, unbelievable war or like bad disease, like a plague or something like that. That this is probably the worst that the planet's ever been, or the most stress with the most people. You remember in Ghostbusters 2, I think about that, even though it's it's just a movie and everything, and it's kind of a silly way to look at this, but remember Ghostbusters 2, the slime was building up underneath Manhattan because of all the negative vibes and the way that the negativity that was going on.
Oh, yeah. Don't think that didn't run through the people who wrote that's mind. Like they're using real. They're all probably read a lot of philosophy books, a lot of shit,
Yeah.
and that's how great stuff is written. That's where it's coming from. Truth at the end of the day.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you to Chris who just said thanks for making this channel. I mean, thank you guys.
That was like that was a Ninja Turtle reference without the Ninja Turtles.
I know you like that. I went Ghostbusters this time instead. So I like the idea of these healing powers of magnets and
You know what it is though
rocks
too.
and-
It's not just the crystals. If you don't,
yeah.
if the person if I were to put one in somebody's house, they didn't believe in it. Well, it might make some changes, but it's not. You have to. It starts with you. Like if they're
Yeah.
just going to continue to be negative and all this shit, well, it's like, it's just going to reverberate that then, and it's
Well,
probably not going to talk with you or
is
do
it
much with
because-
But then again, I don't really know. You
Maybe-
never know.
maybe
But my
you're-
point is, it starts with you, like what your intentions are, and then that aligns with what the purpose of the crystal is.
Well, your
you
brain
know.
probably can sink into it on a subconscious level.
It gives you an advantage. You can do all of this without crystals. You are the crystal. We're made of the same stuff. I'm not good enough with science to be able to, but we basically are boiled down to the same fucking chemical or whatever. What is it? Sodium, fucking carbon. Basically, I'm just gonna use that for now. At the end of the day, we both are carbon. So,
Yeah, no, I got what you're saying. With
I'm
that.
really bad with this shit. So I'm not gonna. I need an extra person for those little things, but.
Yeah, I know. I got you with the technical aspects. I'm not so good with that either, but
But that's what I mean. Like we're all crystals, meaning if you don't clear yourself of other people consciously, you don't need crystals to do it. Just consciously fucking don't let shit fuck with you. Like if you fucking absorb some, you may not realize it's happening, but I don't know. It's we absorb shit like crystals do. And if you don't clean them, they get tired too. They stop working. That's how when I first started this, I let my everything go for like 2 weeks without doing anything, and I realized what the fuck's happening. It wasn't, everything started going downhill a little bit. I could feel it, and then it's just I don't know.
well, what if
do it
I get
better.
if I get a giant crystal, Jesse? Is that going to be better than if I were to, wear one on my wrist? Say, well, imagine if I get which I couldn't.
I started this whole thing with a synthetic, fake, fucking, big ass necklace, and it was just a chakra necklace that which is supposed to balance you out. It just had the 7 colors in the chakras, which are also the 7 in the rainbow. Basically, if I can do it with a fake fucking, it wasn't even a crystal. It's because anything. If I give you a fucking leaf, I give you a shoestring, and I say you keep this on you, it will fucking protect you. Like it will, because I just fucking put that into that. It's not anything to do with it's you. You have energy, and if they believe it, and you have to be open to somebody's frequency too. If you're like, fuck that, I don't believe in that, well then, it's like a wall.
Yeah.
It's just gonna bounce off of you and come back to me. So, I'm trying to give it to you, receive it. You know what I mean?
We're kind of we're kind of walking towards many things that I want to go into, but we're walking towards this point about with the title of the video. It kind of says, "Will humans be saved by aliens?" And I wanted to peek
that's
into
funny
that.
because that the crystals and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them are said to be like, I don't know. There's Lemurian seed crystal. There's some of them are said to be from other planets or whatever, or left for us as like pieces to the puzzle, so that we know how to
Yeah.
get back to where we belong, because we are all, I guess, from another civilization.
Right.
That's why I don't know that much about it to be able to explain it, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm gathering is like a lot of people seem to think that we're like in some prison planet, um, and it's just all a big like Matrix hologram bunch of shit, and
Yeah.
that's why the Matrix was what it was, the movie, because that was. I do see that now. Like when I look, I haven't even had to watch it. I just look back at it now and go, wow, that shit was about all of this. Like, it was just about everything's a fucking. It is all an illusion. When somebody, people,
Yeah.
I don't know, people get very attached to everyone in their lives and to things that happen, their day to day stresses. You don't really have to. When you look back at things, usually you think fondly of shit. You don't always. I don't know. Some people fucking only look at the bad shit always, but um, it's funny when things aren't happening right in your face. You moved past them already. You can look back and you don't. It doesn't have that same effect on you. Well, you can do that quicker. You don't have to wait. It doesn't have to take forever. It depends how much attachment you have to what you thought was supposed to happen, what illusion you were looking at,
Right.
and what maybe you weren't here for that. Your fucking soul, your spirit, your whatever was here for another reason. Um, there's another thing. I don't know. There's all kinds of shit you could go into with this. Just the whole cancer shit. I don't know. It goes into conspiracy theorist territory, but I don't like that term because it's like it's just an easy way to discount an opinion that might very well later be the norm. Everyone will know it. I think everyone is starting to wake up a little bit to all the. I mean, it's like with cancer. You have to fucking prevent it. We were talking about Western medicine earlier. They're not going to tell you that. Well, just eat right. Like you need, I'm not meaning when you already have cancer. That's some people. It's a genetic thing, and some people.
Yeah, it seems like
you already have it. You better just do what you can. But it's like they should be divulging this information everywhere. There shouldn't be fast food everywhere. There should be places to get natural, good food everywhere.
Well, there's got to be something that triggers it too. I mean, because for you to, to just be deep,
it feeds off sugar.
The cancer.
You know what it doesn't like? It doesn't like oxygen. It doesn't like alkaline. They put fucking acid. The water we drink is more acidic than it is alkaline. Even that Fiji shit isn't even that much alkaline, not at all. So it's all bullshit. And it's a lot of people tell you there's fluoride in the water too, which basically is what they put in what's that antidepressant? It starts with a P. Prozac. There's
a lot of fluoride in the water.
It's the main ingredient, and therefore it closes up your third eye and makes you pretty much dull and apathetic to everything that's going on. That's why you have things like everyone loves reality TV, the fucking all the bullshit that's basically just robot bullshit. It has no personality. Music has no personality. It has no soul. It has no character anymore. Nothing does, because everyone's kind of in La La Land. Just looking for the next 3D movie, the next action movie that they don't care if it has a plot because we're all just fucking drinking our fluoride water.
Well, that's what they want us to be.
Exactly.
They want everybody to be dumber people because there's more people. They want dumber people fighting with each other and entertained with. I mean, they've never been before.
Division, dividing. Exactly.
Dave Rose talks about divide and conquer. That's what it is. But
he's right. Most of the time, he brings this shit up. I think
he's
usually
right.
Not there.
Well, I think he's right about many of those things, but never before, Jesse, have the they, as we say it, the powers that be, or the real rich, or the people that know things that we don't know, had more power to control us than ever before with video games, television, YouTube. Even we're sitting here now, but we're being informative here, which is thinking outside the box. The news and even the radio now is more, geared towards. The radio is as far as music goes is the worst it's ever been, but even talk shows are geared more towards politics than anything else to keep you fighting with each other. Things like what we're doing right now don't get put on the radio anymore. This stuff used to be on the radio back in the day, but they shut that down pretty quick because back then, if you're doing a show like this in Montana, only a certain amount of people are going to really hear it, and it's not going to spread like wildfire. But now, if you put a show on where, we had somebody on here saying that they know that there's aliens, or there's these dimensions, or these connections, and this rock will do that, and this thing will do this, then they're worried because the next thing you know, it could go up on YouTube and go viral. But at the same time, they're not worried because you'd just be called crazy anyway, even if you came out with certain theory. Like, a lot of people probably think what you're saying is, like, they don't understand it because it's, you know what I mean? They're raised, they want to talk about Grand Theft Auto and or see naked girls, or they want to watch the next Batman vs Superman movie. Nobody wants to think about this stuff.
It's not like any of that shit's bad or anything. It's not like you should enjoy your stuff. It's like, no, but don't
enjoy my stuff.
To not care or think. It's like when it's like like with the politics, with voting. It's like nobody thinks outside the lines. Nobody, everyone's going single file, and they don't even know where they're going.
Right.
And it's like, well, let's break to the left, see what's around us. Let's break to the right. Let's go. Let's see what the fuck this is. Let's dissect it.
Problem is, a lot of times.
No. Let's just let it be like it is.
Yeah. Well, they'd rather be safe and do what they.
Yeah, safe and it boils down to money too. But as a whole, if you take money out of it, it boils down to everyone is like, it's trying to be safe and trying to have everything be how it's been forever. And thing with the world and with life is it evolves, and you're part of that.
Yeah, I mean, look at the show we're doing right now. We could be doing a different. I don't want to mention it, but we could be doing a show on our other channel, making money. But we're doing making maybe some money and people having fun. We'd reach more of a bigger audience. But tonight we wanted to do this, and this is on a smaller channel. Got about 50 live viewers right now, and there's going to be hundreds of people that watch this show or that end up listening to this show. And I do, again, want to thank you for episode number 1 here. We're having a good time, I think, speaking with Jesse about these situations and his experiences with this. But I do want to take a phone call.
See, there you go. I was just about to ask you, are you going to take calls? And you took one. There we are again.
I'm going to, every once in a while, take one. I'm not going to take one every second, but 646, yes.
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Crack-a-lagging.
Good.
What do you...
I was hearing that in Hawaii something weird happened.
In Hawaii, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I know something happened in space that was kind of strange today. But what happened in Hawaii?
They found some underwater weird ass thing down there.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I gotta check. Wait, did this just happen today?
Nah, this happened yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Lee, did you hear about this? There's some underwater thing in Hawaii. I haven't read up on this yet.
It's on CNN.
It's on CNN. Well, it's got to be true then.
Yeah.
No, but it could be. Let me go take a look. What is going on? Because you know what? This is not there's so many things underwater, and we're just sort of we're just starting to find these things because of Google Maps, because of the pictures they've taken from the sky. And also just because of oceanographers and people like that who are spending more time in the ocean. There's more people ever trying to get involved in the ocean and studying the ocean than ever before. We talk about space and wanting to know what's out there, but, there might be a bigger mystery here on Earth to what's under that water. You talk about Atlantis and, things that we could find under the Earth, and sometimes these things we find defy what we know about the history they teach you in school. About
oh yeah, absolutely, of course,
right?
Yeah, very much so.
And what they teach us in school about our past is not even close.
I said something one time. My mom said that was a stupid statement, and you know what? I've heard someone else say it. Just they put it differently. I said science will not stand.
Yeah.
In its current form, and you know what? It probably won't. Like, we don't know whether it's. I'm not saying like in our lifetime. I'm saying down the road, it'll be a whole different world probably, because you just don't know. Like, to think that we are the end all be all of anything is fucking laughable.
Right.
And that's what we run around. We're just ants. We're ants in a fucking, what is it? The ant farm deal.
I'm trying to look up this thing you talked about, but I don't see it. But it is an interesting point. The caller. I'm glad he brought that up. Even what, Leah? I don't know. Leah's not finding anything, but be that as it may, the facts about what we found underwater. We have found tons of things. Cities underwater, you know what I mean? You just type it in and they all start to come up. 9 famous underwater cities. I mean, these are just some of them, and these are known about. You know, these are easily known about, and they're phenomenal. You look at these things.
You know, oh, well, I mean, I don't...
in the detail, 10 lost underwater cities, the ancient underworld, and the things that you find.
Yeah.
And why aren't these talked about more? You know what I mean? And it's easy to see why these aren't talked about, because they mean something.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah.
Look, Jesse, look, I mean, if you Google these, the things that are underwater are not, these are real. These are crazy. What they find underwater is...
10 lost underwater cities. No, it's very interesting, and it's like, luckily we have the information age. We're actually going, right now I think we're in the age of Pisces, and I think in 2150 we go in, because it goes in reverse, the ages. Usually after Pisces you'd go to Aries, but actually we're going to go into the age of Aquarius next, which is, right now it's Pisces, which means a lot of people falling in love with the wrong people, a lot of divorces, a lot of fucking kind of just learning through mistakes. That's what Pisces do best. I know from my own experiences. Learning from mistakes is my fucking expertise, but I make more mistakes than I'll ever have success. But then again, if I ever have success, it'll be because of them. So my point of that is we're going to go into Aquarius, which is going to be more of an information age, trying to learn, and, you know, not scientific, but not the fixed science, more very open to thought, very actually my rising sign is in Aquarius, so it makes you very, like I am as well, like very open to anything and everything. Like if it makes me think, I'm on board. Let's give it let's see.
You know? You talk about the age we're in, and how I didn't think about that, how things changed with the Zodiac. I wanted to mention something that Love Gun just said in the chat. Love Gun in the chat.
Zeitgeist, actually, that movie explains it.
Oh, really?
In the first just the first act out of 4 explains all of this shit.
I'll have to go look at it. What Love Gun said is interesting. He says the reptilian people are the ones pulling the strings on the world leaders.
Yeah, that's what I think I was getting at earlier, but I haven't read enough to tell you.
We just don't know. But are they people, though? Are they the aliens, the reptilians?
There's people saying that there's DNA we have.
Yeah.
And we're being programmed through. I guess through that. But then that's why people are saying, it's alchemy basically, like solid alchemy, like is like you can change things into gold or whatever the fucker.
Right.
Change the form of something. Well, spiritual alchemy means if the whole world is crashing down around you, you're calm. You're calm, you're peaceful, and you're actually proactive and going to fix it. That is alchemy. You're not going to let it define you. You're not going to get upset because somebody died or because things are bad. And it's okay to be upset, but it's more like, are you going to stop, like let it stop you from living? Or are you going to be, it's like turning a negative into a positive. That's,
right.
Where was I going with that? What did you ask me about?
The
reptilian thing. Okay, it's about DNA change.
Yeah.
Doing something like that, you can pretty much change your own DNA just through thoughts and meditation. And when I say change your DNA, I would say like whatever. I don't know. Some people think that the shit they tell you that's genetic is bullshit. And then, the only thing that makes me buy into that is because mass consciousness, like I said, 2 people who believe in something can send signals to each other. It's very easy because it's just energy and it's real. That right. is. But then you take a whole mass amount of people thinking on the same level, same frequency, for the same intention. Man, it'll change things.
Well,
I'm almost getting lost here.
No, that's really, I didn't think about that.
You can change. My point of that was if everyone's believing that pills are what you need to get better and chemo's well, then that's what we're going to need for now.
Right.
Because people aren't aware enough. When you get a mass awakening of everyone understanding, the world will change.
It feels like
it's going to change because the world wants to survive. The world's going to survive. It's us that's in the fucking way. Or we,
Don't you feel like I feel like the change, something is coming. Like I don't want to.
It's already in place. Saturn, which rules, basically Saturn is Father Time. What Saturn says goes. So Saturn just went from Scorpio to Sagittarius. So that means everything went from like a dual partnership, like how do we work together, build our resources, you notice a lot of relationships are starting. Whether you're married or whether you're single, you're gonna notice that things. It's not about partnership right now. Even if you're in a relationship, you're gonna do your own things, because Sagittarius is about like self discovery and self transcendence and spirituality, and Saturn, which is father time, is in Sagittarius for the next couple years. So that is a huge change. And there's a lot of super moons we've had, super new moons. We had a fucking one of the 3 moons was a fucking blood moon recently. September. And after September, everything changed for me. Like it's synchronicity overload. I started seeing 1111 everywhere. I asked in some Facebook
started
group.
Thinking I saw 11 everywhere too. I'm not, and I know that's now, Jesse, that's a common thing people say. You see 11s a lot, but I happen to notice that
it wasn't just 11s. It was 1111. The time, like every time I would look at the clock, whether I was bringing in groceries, whether I was just getting out of the shower, whether I was whatever, right, bringing the laundry in.
Yeah.
I'd look at the clock. Oh shit. And then I got very curious, thanks to Dave Rose, who told me a year earlier.
Yeah.
Look out for things like 1111.
I wish Dave Rose was here.
Dave Rose doesn't look. Dave Rose has taken fluoride out of his diet for 10 years. He's taken. I now use fluoride-free toothpaste as well. Yeah. I mean, it's not just in toothpaste; it's in everything. But
yeah, it's bad.
He also instead of deodorant, he uses like tea tree oil or something, which I'm gonna, because there's I believe there's, I forget what it is, but I think it equates to aluminum in our deodorants, which basically aluminum can give you fucking Alzheimer's.
I'll tell you, aluminum is a scary. I mean, the deodorants is a scary thing because and I know when I use it a lot of times, and I don't use it in the winter almost ever because I don't sweat really. Like, I'm lucky enough to be someone that doesn't sweat a lot. But when I do use it, I like dab it very carefully, because if you smear it in your skin real good, I mean, your arms close down a lot most of the day. Your skin's just sucking in and absorbing this something that you don't want to eat. You don't want to eat deodorant, right? Because it's terrible, right? Nobody wants to eat deodorant. You'll get poisons. You don't want your.
Why are you putting it on where your skin can fucking absorb it?
Why are you putting it in the most absorbent place on your body where?
Because it doesn't fucking kill you, but what it does do is it will slowly get the result that they're looking for, whatever that may be.
Right.
Fucking.
No, I think the result is dollar signs.
Giving someone fluoride and blocking your third eye is basically blinding your sense of direction, blinding your clarity, blinding your just. Everything. When you fucking make a decision, it's not your eyes and your fucking brain. That's just a catalyst. Everything that we are human, that's a catalyst. What's inside you, and your third eye is a that's what picks up the fucking energy, though. When you block that, I think was it Hitler? I believe they used it, or whoever. Like I've heard of it being used a lot back in the day in war techniques and shit. For fucking getting people to do what they wanted and whatever,
Yeah.
And if you do it in small amounts over years and years, you're gonna have everything going the way you want it to.
Yeah.
Especially if that's, it's ridiculous.
But all these things are weighing you down, are sort of poisoning you slowly, like the slowest of slow.
I mean, I'm glad we're doing this, and I'm glad. Like I wouldn't know any of you guys. I wouldn't know most of the people in my life if it wasn't for all of this, but. It's like all the cell towers, all of these things, even looking at your phone at night before you go to bed every night. It's like we should have times where we do a reset where it's good to, I've never camped. I've never slept outside. Probably would fuck me up unless I made sure it was really comfortable.
I'd love to do that. That's one of my favorite things.
To do that for like 72 hours or something. You reset your circadian rhythm. You fucking, you set your melatonin levels reset. All of these things that we do, like you're not supposed to have light after sunset. You're not supposed to always have lights around you. You're not always supposed to have the shit fucking with, it's not natural at the end of the day. It's just simply not natural. And it's great. It makes our lives go round, but moderation.
Someone in the chat listening to us, Pranav Khatri, he says, humans are the aliens and we are sent to kill Earth, and we have adapted into this, but sooner or later we will end Earth. And he thinks we're here to take out the planet, or like a sabotage material.
Well, I mean, I don't agree with that we're here centered to kill Earth. I think we're just centered to kind of, I don't know, I think kind of just be stuck in this illusion
B-
of what, you know, the way things are. Like, we have no control, basically. Like, it's just the way the world is. No, there's a lot of control we have, and we can have a better life, like, overall. I guess it would start with a sort of maybe politically. I don't know how it's going to start, but it's already starting. I can tell by what's on TV. I don't watch TV, but my mom does, and even she's starting to watch these channels that talk about all of this, everything we're talking about. Like, it's getting, and it's only on channels that aren't big. Many people don't have the, like, I don't know if anyone out there's seen Vice TV, or whatever. It's Vice. It's called Viceland.
Dan just said Shadows Fall from Massachusetts. That's my, I don't know why you mentioned them, but I actually played shows.
Oh, that band?
I played shows with Shadows Fall when I was in high school.
God damn.
Bro, when I was in high school, I played shows with Shadows Fall. So how weird is it that he would say that? 2001 and 2002.
I saw them in 2003, so it was like right after that.
Yeah, dude, it was right out. It was
that was their debut, I think.
No, well, yeah, well, it was no, they had just oh man, I want to say it was 2002 that I played with them. It was it was before the Art of Balance or whatever it was. It was before Art of Balance. I know that.
I just remember a lot of screaming.
Yeah. Well, I have their, I don't know if this might be important to some Shadows Fall people. I don't want to talk about it too much because most people don't know what we're talking about, but I have their first, like, their demo CDs, like their actual CDs that they went out and printed and probably sold a couple hundred of.
I fucking think, I don't know. I remember getting those too at the, did I meet those fucking people? I might have met them because my very first year, like, I went at 9 a.m. and I never did this again, but I did the whole experience. I think I might have met them and got, like, a demo too.
That's cool that you liked them.
They were really new back then. I know that.
Yeah, they were really new. They got
they were they were like the first band, the first on the little stage at Ozfest 2003. So it was, they definitely were new.
We played with Hatebreed and Shadows Fall and Lamb of God that time. But anyway, let's move away from that. I just wanted to connect with everybody on that because I saw that in the chat. It sparked my interest because we played with them. 973. I'm gonna take a call. What's up?
What's up, Joe? What's up, Jesse? I just wanted your thoughts on this. This happened to me in middle school. Like, I just graduated high school last year. This happened to me in middle school a lot. Like, I would look at the clock randomly, and this wouldn't happen like once or twice. This would happen daily.
Yeah.
I would look at the clock randomly, and I always would see 9/11, 9/11 everywhere. And it was like something that freaked me out so bad.
Yeah.
It stopped at the middle school, but just recently, like this year, it started happening again.
That's so weird, man.
Bro. I'm playing Call of Duty. I checked. I'm going. My ratio is 9/11. I'm like, what?
Have you ever figured out any significance into that for you?
No, I asked around. I asked my my friends, my parents. I'm like, nah, you're just.
No,
crazy.
instead of asking, like, no, I mean, have you asked yourself? Like, have you tried to figure it out for, like, instead of asking anyone, like, it's only meant for you. No one else is gonna know what that means. When the universe does that, it's meant for you to. It doesn't mean you'll figure it out yet.
Now,
like, it's probably something that has to be kind of reveal itself.
It could be something as simple. It could be a bigger meaning. There could be something that you're.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. But bigger meanings, you don't find them. They find you.
But it could be something else. It could be something as small as your brain is synced up with that, and your brain almost knows when you're.
There you go, Joe. That's a great point. You know what? It can just simply be a sign that you're in the flow, like you're doing. You're doing well in your life, or you're on the right path. You know.
Or it could be, sometimes it could just be, I know sometimes it's just coincidence, but my son was born.
There's no such thing as, by the way.
You're speaking, yeah, I mean, you're calling my show right now. My son was born on 9/11, so.
Boom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, no, don't, by the way, there really isn't it's synchronicity, and even that is just a word. They're all just words, but coincidence is just a way to dismiss the universe communicating with you. That's what coincidence is. It's not just simply, oh, that happened. No, look out for more, Because if you dismiss it, it's not going to keep showing itself to you.
That's really interesting. Yeah, no, Jesse, you're right, man. And I think 11, I've always seen 11. And I know I said it to somebody once, and they said, oh, well, because it's 11/11, it's a rare thing, so you see it a lot. But I'm like, but why do I always see it? I mean, if I saw 222, I'd think I see 222 all the time. If I saw 333, I'd think I see that all the time. But no, I always see 11:11 or no, not 11. I would say I see 11 o'clock, like 11, something with an 11 in it all the time. And if you look at things now, I go to work. I go to work at 11 a.m. and I come home and when I start my other show for my live show with the sports show, I start the show at 11. I sync it up to go at 11 every time. So it's 11 in the morning when I begin my day and 11 when I end my day. And throughout my being a younger kid, I would see 11s all the time. So you're 9/11, that could mean something very small, or it could mean something very big for you, or it could mean, hey, we're just trying to reach out to you that you're connected with something.
Yeah,
and
one thing is it's always what it always means is pay attention.
Right.
That's what it definitely means. Like,
right.
It might be that simple even, because there's always more signs. Like it's interesting. 11/11 usually is a calling. That's what happened to me. Like October 7th last year, it changed my entire life. So I asked in like a Facebook group, pineal gland third eye group. I just entered that week, and I asked them, what's with this 11/11 shit, and ended up getting a lot of responses. And then I've seen so many people post the same question now. Anyway, It's a calling. It's an awakening. It's a DNA code. It's a code given. You could say it was given down by whatever ancient civilizations. They're giving you a message to let you know, hey, this is how you get out of that hologram. This is how you get out of that illusion. This is how you get out of the matrix. You are the key. Don't think anyone or anything absolutely anything has control over you. Like when you get upset with someone, you have complete fucking control to not be upset. Unless you have attachment to them, which you don't have to have that. I don't even care if it's your wife. You don't have to get upset at them for anything. I mean, if you get upset at them, it's usually something within you. My point with that is just like, there's an illusion that we have to be affected by everything and that we're not in control. We're in control, not just in like a government way, political way of like our own lives here. We're in control. Like we don't have to take what they're feeding us through the TVs and through bullshit. Like we don't have to do things the way they're saying that things have to be done now. We can do our own research, and people are going to.
What do you think of that, man? Do you think that you see? I just maybe you're keeping your eyes more focused now, but
yeah, it's like definitely someone's trying to send me a message. Definitely that.
Well, have you ever seen anything else like that in your life? Similar?
No, it doesn't connect to anything like a date or anything. Like, of course, 9/11 happened in New York.
No. I mean, have you ever had that experience with a different situation? It doesn't have to be numbers, even like where it just, I don't know, you saw something, you paid attention, and then you realized later, oh my God, that's what that was.
I'll tell you another experience that maybe you may connect it. Okay, so one day I'm going with my friend after the movies. I go to Applebee's, and we're sitting at the table, and there's this bald guy just sitting by himself on the table next to us, and we're just sitting there. And my friend's like, oh, look, he made a joke, say, oh, look what happens when your date doesn't show up, that's going to be you. Like, we're laughing. And this was like an hour away from my town. So then one day, then like 2 months later, we're driving home. At like 2 in the morning, we see the same bald guy walking down the street, like by our house. I'm like, isn't that the guy from Applebee's? Like, yeah, what the fuck? And then I'm like, it's just a coincidence. 3 months later, we're driving towards another town, not even close to it. The bald guy was walking there again on the sidewalk.
It was like a drifter maybe, but yeah, that's really weird. It's
interesting with those things because there's not really an answer to them except that's a nod. That's really just a nod. Like it's what I said a minute ago about, hey, just letting you know that there's more to life than what you know, in case you ever think that you're all alone or that life's too hard, remember this. Because this just showed you that everything's connected.
How do you feel at school? Do you feel like it's a little bit of negative at school, or are you very like?
Yeah.
Is there a negative sort of feeling, like not a hugely negative feeling, like I gotta the school is I hate it, but just sort of a bored and not you don't really want to be there, but you're there type of deal.
Yeah, I'm in school right now. I go to a community college in my town. I just go there, to satisfy my parents. I'm just there sitting in class. I go to a ghetto community college, so like a bunch of black kids. I'm Mexican, so I don't like.
You
I'm
don't
just
feel
sitting there, like I don't
you
really
don't
make any
connect.
friends.
Yeah, you don't connect as much because of the different races.
Yeah.
But well, and that's stupid. I mean, hopefully everybody could connect because again, like we're all such humans. We're all just humans, black or white. But I know that's easier said than done when you're where you are. But let me ask you this: you said there was a comment made about the guy with the bald head when you walked into that diner or whatever. What was the comment again? It was about
like since he was sitting by himself, everyone was like, my friend was like, when your date doesn't show up, like he looked at him and was like, because he was sitting by himself.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
I got you.
said.
Okay. So you know now in the community college, do you have similar feelings where you're kind of just like, are you trying to lay low and not do anything, or you kind of?
Nah, right now I'm just trying to like I do all my work and everything. Like I get good grades. Just when it comes to socializing with other people, like I don't really talk to anyone unless the teacher assigns like a group project. Like I obviously talk. Well, like other than that, outside of class now.
I noticed that in the classroom, like there's there's a slight negativity to the classroom, and then there's a slight negativity to the comments of the bald guy, and you wonder if the repetition is showing its face whenever you're kind of in a negative situation, even if you were laughing with your friend, when you made the little, it's just a joke, the guy's here by himself, but maybe that negativity in the universe, I mean, it then repeated him for you multiple times, and in the classroom, perhaps, like if you're feeling slightly, negative about your situation, even though things might be going okay, you're seeing a repetitive message there as well. I don't know. There could be nothing, but could be something.
Yeah.
But it could be complete. It could be reaching. That's all. But either way, that's interesting, and I've seen that stuff happen somewhat before too. Good call, man. I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
I mean, the 11/11 thing. Oh, sorry.
You want to ask?
11/11 also has another meaning too, but it goes into a different area, like soulmates and twin flames. Because that's another thing that happened. Was I met what happened? I met Amber. I flew her out here and shit. But it was what happened with that.
Yeah.
And I've met several people since then. I mean, I have a mirror outside that basically captures the sun and the moon every single day. So, and I was placing my crystal, and I did that with the mirror before I realized all of this mirroring shit. We're all reflections of each other. Like basically the Amber chick and basically everyone else that I've met since then, I've been able to. It's like some people you meet, it's like there's one soul and two bodies.
Right.
Like literally, those are usually the ones that are where you meet someone, and whether it's it doesn't have to be a romantic like love interest. It can be a friend. It could be anyone that you were so close, and yet you guys you couldn't be around each other for some reason.
Yeah.
Whether it's circumstances or maybe the way maybe you were always upset every time they were around you, whatever. That kind of I don't know. It's one soul inhabiting two bodies, and basically you can't be together too long. If you are, the reason her and I met was because of the 11/11 thing. Out of all the 150 comments I got, hers was the only one that I looked at because I needed to. It was supposed to awaken me. I was awakening her. Then we split 2 months later, and that was just, there you go. The souls have to go live their own lives so that one soul can spread out and grow more and more. And now anyway, so that alchemical marriage basically is what that 11/11 kind of goes to. There's different meanings for these things. Like 11/11 also means with angel numbers, it means any time there's a 1 or an 11 or a 11111 or 11, they're usually it's self-manifestation.
Right.
Basically means when that happens, when you see 11/11, your brain everything is taken in a snapshot. The universe takes a picture of everything that you are thinking, feeling, everything. So I like to now when I see 11/11, I make a wish, kind of, because it's like that's what I want them to take a snapshot of.
Yeah.
And it's not as quick as like what happened with me and Amber. Like that was a fucking roller coaster and it's been that way since. Like everybody I meet, that's why I'm shutting down Facebook. I already shut it.
You were very you were very negative.
This time though,
Facebook.
I'm gonna do it for a good while. So
Yeah.
it's like I need to.
Now,
I need to just focus on myself.
But you're gonna come. But you're okay with coming back. You're not saying it's like it's totally. I'm done with this completely.
No, I'm
You'll
coming
be
back, but it's like I had to stop because all I was getting was I was getting into the same situations where it showed like every time I meet someone, especially I don't know, it's interesting. Usually with women, especially, I'm getting a reflection back. Like usually there's something going on with them where they're not loving themselves enough. I like somehow unlock this door for them where they're able to see this love. They think it's because or whatever, but they're realizing it's them. And anyway, that's what kind of happens. And what it's showing me is if they're having trouble with self-love, well, then I probably am too. I'm probably giving too much and not taking it. It's not about giving.
Well, I think you're bringing them back up to where they could, to their best. You're bringing them back up.
It's an awakening thing too. It's
but
like
I don't think your awakening is to their level. You know what I mean? You're still you're a healer, I guess, is what.
Yes, very much so. But at the same time, I'm receiving from it too, because like me leaving Facebook, I had to do that first. Like it was self-preservation at first, and I was kind of upset when I did it. But now I've turned it into a positive, like I said, alchemy, where I'm just saying, okay, two things were going to happen. Either I was going to continue this cycle of leaving a couple days and then come back, and then when it gets too much, I'm going to leave again. No, this time I'm either going to stay or I'm going to leave for a while and break the cycle, and I'm going to see what that means. Like, what does the universe obviously? I'm working on a few different things, like trying to better myself, what I eat. I mean, even though I'm in pain all the time, I'm not taking pain pills. I'm trying to fucking change so much, like bypass all of that with just understanding that I can. And anyway, it gets hard now and again. And leaving Facebook, I was upset at the time, and now I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm obviously supposed to do this. It needed to happen. I don't know where I'm going with it. It's basically. Oh, I saw basically a reflection in someone else.
Yeah.
It's the mirroring, the 11:11 thing. That if it was a problem with me. I was upset with someone else, and then I was like, oh shit. But I'm not upset at them. I'm upset because of my own bullshit. But they and it's just like, and I knew it because as soon as I meet people now, I'm like, what is this trying to tell me about myself? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna shut up now because
Jesse, I know we get. Well, you could go all day, and that's why you're here. I mean, you've got a lot of really interesting stuff to say. But and Deacon's here too. But before
everyone's a reflection. That's basically to sum that up. Everyone is literally a reflection. So if you get upset with someone about something or you judge someone, that's the universe trying to show you a judgment in yourself, like basically.
Speaking of the universe. I want to get to something real quick before I get to Deacon. I just want to make sure I mention these couple of plugs here. First of all, we're going to be on iTunes. It's probably not going to be up for a couple days, so I hope everybody remembers to go check it out on iTunes. Final Frontier News. It will be up on iTunes, and you guys should go review it and check it out. The episodes will be up there, and of course, you've already subscribed here, so that's cool as it is. Also, want to remind everybody that if we talk about the universe, we talk about the spirituality and all that stuff. But if you check out mead.com, that's where you can go get some of those the telescopes that they make, and who knows how much longer we'll be able to see the sky the way things are going. Mead.com, and these telescopes this is something I've wanted since I was a little kid. And so I can't wait to get one of these. And Jesse, you talk about camping. I want to go camping outdoors, get a Mead telescope, and I just want to look at the space. I want to look at the stars, I want to look at space, I want to record it. The ETX 80 and 90 Observer, those are like fairly affordable and very, very powerful telescopes that you can get. And they're all available, all the different refractors and different telescopes and situations. You can get $3,500 off on one. I mean, these things are really expensive. And of course, you can always try to get one used. If you're just beginning, using telescopes, obviously, I suggest going on eBay and trying out a Mead, like a little one or something. But then when you're ready, the ETX 80 and 90 Observer, Mead.com is where I go for that. And moving over to Deacon Do Dirty. How you doing, Deacon? What's up, man?
Not much. I want to get Jesse's idea, yours too, on dreams, because this kind of coincides with like deja vu. Like,
yeah, I love deja vu.
I swear I've been like going throughout the days, not recently, but I've done it before, where I go through the day and I'm like, okay, I've seen this, I've been here before, and I swear that I've done it in a dream. So I kind of feel like,
oh yeah,
I've had a theory that dreams kind of tell the future sometimes. Like,
and it's hard to tell which one is playing off of which. And you know what's really sad, and I'll let Jesse go in a second, but what's really sad to me is sometimes this happens to me, and it's intense, and I got to be honest, it happens so much that it's intense for like that few minutes.
I want you to elaborate, but I just want to tell you first. Cancers are not. all the water signs have a psychic nature, but Cancer's specialty is dreams.
Yeah.
So,
But-
you will like out of all of the signs, you'll probably have the most vivid dreams.
Yeah.
And even if you're not, you may not be able to know what they mean, whatever, may not care, but you'll have them.
I think my attention.
Astral travel. That's what it is.
I know that it's I know that it's somewhat BS, but I have, the doctors here have said ADD knows what I have, and I'm all over the place. But definitely my all over the place nature translates into my dreams too, because I can easily have these crazy intense dreams and then I just forget about them. But I remember, and especially, and I'm talking about feelings in the daytime that I have that I'm like, I have done this before. This has happened, and I thought this, and I thought that at the time. I remember thinking this has happened before, and now I'm thinking this is happening before, and I'm here again, and I've thought that. All those examples though, I forget immediately because I'm just so used to it.
What you're explaining there sounds like deja vu. Every time I get it, it's usually nothing big, but it's just so cool because I'll be literally talking, words coming out of my mouth, and my brain is totally not doing anything except going, I've done this, I've fucking done this before.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm saying, but it's just funny. It's never anything important. Not in my case. Not for me.
When I don't dream often anymore, but when I do, it's very vivid.
I'm stuck in deja vu. Like dreams, I don't know. I don't get. I get dreams, but I don't. Some people, dude, will tell you that they fucking, I don't know, like see shit. They can recall, understand their dream, whatever, see the future in it, or get answers out of them. I don't know. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying for me, I have yet to experience that. Just like I don't get visuals and I don't see auras either.
They could be interpreting them too. It's hard to tell if that's a sign or a signal, or if they're manipulating.
For some of them, it really would be.
It probably is. It probably is a real thing for them. Anyway, Deacon's point to you originally was made, and I forget what it was now. Actually.
Well, just you just brought them up in general. What was the exact thing you wanted to know about?
I was wondering why if it's y'all have already explained it kind of happened to y'all before. I don't know. It's like you said, it just happens for a split second. You're just going throughout your day, and for a split second, you're just wow, I feel like I've done this before. And then I'm like, I know I've never done this before, because it could be something specific that I'm doing. Because something at my computer, I can feel like I've done before because I'm at my computer all the time. Or if somewhere else I'm going out and doing something that I've never done before, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I have done this before. And then I'm like,
I've had it happen. Like the last time it happened to me, it was when I was talking to someone I've never talked to before in my life. So it's more like that, right? Where it's
something
not just
never
day-to-day shit. Yeah, it's something you've never done. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, maybe I've dreamt this.
It feels like a dream in the middle when it's happening. For those 5 seconds, it feels like a dream.
Because like I said, I have vivid dreams also. Something like you dream every night, but you just don't remember all of them. And I've researched dreams within the first 10 minutes of waking up, you've already forgot 50% of your dream if you do remember any of it. So
yeah, Doug in the chat says lucid. He says Doug said lucid dreaming is fucking amazing. I've yet to That's what I guess when you can, you have clarity on your dreams, basically, where you can
have control.
Them.
Yes.
Yeah, when you have control, you're dreaming and all that, and it's just
that is and I would say that I know that you can go into the whole drugs thing, but that is I'll say I've experienced very no I don't mean it like that, but very rarely I've had those lucid dreams, as many of us may have had. Very rarely I've had them, but they are very you would almost do anything to be able to go back into that and live that for a long period of time or outstretched period of time. Like, it's beyond virtual reality, and you're steering your thoughts, like he said, in this lucid, almost 3D and very, awakening.
Sorry, moderate me real quick. I gotta do something.
Oh, okay. Let me fix you. But this is, by the way, this show is something we're going to be doing fairly often, so everybody get ready for this to happen more often. We hope you keep joining us every time we do it. And again, the Twitter's going to come up for this show, particularly just for this show. It's going to come up for, we'll have a Facebook going, we'll have the podcast going, and anybody who wants to come on the show, if you have experiences or things that you want to talk about or ideas or whatever that is, you can always message me and we'll figure out a way to get that on there. But what did you have, Deacon? If you had to, was there one that stood out above everything else that that made you
Like I
kinda...
said, it hasn't happened in a while, so obviously I'm not going to remember something specific. But I also know what you were talking about a while ago about wanting to go back. I've actually been dreaming before, like very vividly, wake up in the middle of the night and then try to go back to sleep, trying to go back to that same dream. And like you said, concentrate on what you're dreaming about. So maybe when you go back to sleep, you go back to that same dream because it felt like that dream was just so awesome. You're like, oh man, I want to go back. It's like
You're
I've
right.
done that before plenty of times.
Oh, that's I mean, that's very common. Is like you wake up and you go, I got to go back. And another thing that happens sometimes, which I wish I did more often, was write down the dream because you're gonna forget it.
Oh yeah.
And there is one dream that I had reoccurring, and it was so reoccurring. And I'll tell you guys about this. Maybe people can relate to this. I've only had this happen ever 2 times in my life, and one of them maybe it's a medical thing that I don't know about. But the first thing that happened was I was really young, like very young. I had a dream that I was at home by myself, or my mother was at home with me, but I was young. I was like 4 or 5 and 6 and 7, and I had this dream where all of a sudden the front door bursted open. And a guy, and I think he was wearing like a black mask, like he was gonna rob a bank or something. And he came in, and he just had a weapon, and he would come. Very scary. He would come running towards me, in my house. And as he got close to me, I would try to duck down almost to hide, to close my eyes. Like if I closed my eyes and lay down on the floor, somehow this wouldn't be happening. So I tried to do that, and it would be in slow motion. It would all of a sudden the dream would change into slow motion, and then it would end, and that's how the dream would end. And I saw that multiple times for years. I mean, and it was constant. And I can't remember now, but I believe it happened before my father died, and then after I was still I think it came back. When he had died, I don't think that means anything, but it was for years. I had this same reoccurring dream. And I remember telling my mom, like, I have this dream, and, my mother just kind of went, I don't know what, they don't know. I don't know what that is. Why does that, I don't know. Stop dreaming about that,
In the chat, they're talking, oh, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, lately, like, probably within the past year, I've had a reoccurring dream. It's always in a different situation, but it's a reoccurring dream where I'm driving, and I get into not a big accident or something happens to my car, and I'm always late for work. It's like within the past year, I have every now and then I just have a dream where something happens to my car and I'm late for work. I'm like, what does this mean? Then I wake up thinking that I'm late for work. I'm like, oh crap. Then obviously it's not true. It's just weird
that could be
make sure everything's fucking up to par on the fucking thing, maybe.
That's what I'm just saying. It's just weird.
That could be just your brain. Yeah, that could just be you, like being so strongly
being worried about it or something, right?
Yeah, you're so worried to make sure you're at work on time. It's creeping into your subconscious to make sure you get up. To be honest, that's what that could be.
Yeah, I don't overthink my dreams. I usually just boil it down to my psyche's, doing stuff.
Yeah, that's what I think so too.
Yeah, I ask too many questions about life as it is. I don't need to decode everything.
Right. Yeah. I don't think mine is either.
Do y'all think people that are born blind can see things in their dream?
I'm dirty blonde.
I think they can see things in general. I mean, you have a third eye that doesn't go blind unless there's fluoride in it.
Oh, I thought
you know what I mean.
I thought you said blonde.
I mean, who knows? I'm curious. You know what's a trip is whether they've been. You said born blind. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't even know what they see for colors and shit. Like what. I mean, that's interesting. I'd love to have someone on this show to be able to explain. Hey, it was that fucking guy that I fucking joked on.
Yeah, sometimes there's.
Didn't say he's blind. Has never actually seen the show. Or WWE just watched or just heard.
I thought you said blonde.
That gentleman who was on.
I was like a blonde guy. I'm dirty blonde.
That guy lost his sight over time. That wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had sight, you remember shit, but.
Yeah, would you only see what you've seen?
No.
Yeah, it's interesting as shit.
Well, Deacon,
I've done research into dreams, and like people when you're drunk and go to sleep drunk, you're more likely to just see colors and shapes because your brain's just not functioning.
I don't see nothing.
I was talking about ESP earlier, and there's people that can do remote viewing. There's people that can go back to World War II and see everything. They can see things, and they will they'll go into a trance where they'll draw shit.
Yeah.
and then you look at the drawings, and they'll go check it out and look online or somewhere, and the fucking drawings will be exactly what the fucking pictures will be.
And some of them
just,
are young too that never saw this
yeah,
stuff.
like, yeah, exactly. Like it's amazing, and it's just like it's not just it. It's like that's the third eye thing to me. It's like you could probably definitely see if you don't have vision, like quote unquote vision, just the two eyes. But I'd imagine you could see a lot of stuff. I mean, in their own little, their own way, their own world.
Right. Well,
Imagination is really all it takes. I mean, that's the key to life if you think about it. If you can imagine it, you actually could. Usually, you can do it. It depends on reality, but like, if you can make a plan to get there. I mean,
well, there's so many things I want to talk about. I think this show is a very broad idea of some of this stuff that we talked about here, and I do, there's a lot of other things, and I think we'll get to another topic for the next time. The next time, I really want to. There's some things I want to speak about, especially like.
If you can get Bailey and Rose on here, you'll get a lot more alien shit, I'm sure.
Well, I'd love to get them. Well, sure, we'll talk. And then that's for another show. I'll do that. I know they kind of titled it that way here tonight, but I like to go in your route. And I'll probably retitle this and retitle the podcast version of it, too, because I didn't really have a set plan of what we're going to do. But what I will say is that I want to get into NASA and black holes and what they've found recently. And tonight there was a discovery, and then this Planet 9 or Planet X, and that thing is on the horizon. And is that the real one, or is there another one? Are there two of them? There's a whole lot of different things I want to get to, and are we in control, and who's in control, and on all these things. But ESP is kind of how we sort of started this thing, and it's how I kind of want to close it out here on Final Frontier News. And make sure you guys leave a like on the video and share this video everywhere you can if you think someone would be interested in this stuff. Hope you can come and join us. But yeah, I feel like the ESP is very interesting, and me and you have had more, I think, coincidences maybe, or not coincidences, as you said.
Dude, if you think of like I mean, even things like the first episode of After Dark, little things like that, where we weren't even going to do anything, and it was just like we didn't know. It just, I don't know, you make magic in the air, and it's like I like to think of every show we do kind of as doing that. Sometimes better than others, but it's really to never plan shit. That's pretty good, man. I mean,
yeah. Well,
that's going off, and that's just not you. I mean, to be able to have a chemistry that everyone can tell it works, and then to know how to, it's malleable. You can move it and make it work to your advantage, and you can feel each other. You bounce off of each other. It's just like playing in a band or whatever. Anything collaborative where you have to have that. It's so cool. I mean,
I really want to talk about meditation at some point too. I mean, and like where we can go with
that. More than I do, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it sounds like I mean, with all the crystals you have and the meditations and the vibes, and there's magnetism.
I need to. It's hard though too with the pain, I have to say, because for one, I can't sit like you're supposed to sit, which that doesn't even matter. Some people don't even have fucking legs.
Well, there was a guy, and I wish I could reference his name and everything else, and I heard about it years ago, and I heard about it recently when I heard a show, I also heard about another guy who mentioned similar things, and I don't know if he stole it from this guy or they both had the same experience or whatever it is, but he claims that there's positioning. That the Egyptians knew, how to do certain positions, but it was almost like yoga. It was almost like Egyptian yoga.
I didn't even bring up chakras, or maybe I did for a second.
And holding a sphere in your hand, or holding a square, or holding a certain staff, in a certain way would alleviate and release your pain. And he saw this somehow. I forget if it was a dream or if it was some kind of flashback or dream, or he was beamed into that time, and he thought, why are they doing this? Why am I being shown this? And so then all he could think to do at the time was to recreate what the Egyptian was doing, because he was just there. The Egyptian was doing this, and nobody was speaking to him, and he was seeing this. So he recreated it, the positioning and the pose, and it was life-changing almost for him, and it was the simplest thing he said in this, but you had to be holding the round sphere, you had to be positioned the way he was, and so things like that, it almost...
They definitely they knew ways to do shit. Like, I don't follow... I think you can make shit up all you want. I think once you figure out that everything's energy, and you figure out a certain I have enough respect for the universe to try and figure out as much as I can, but I don't know ancient fucking ways of doing it. I haven't practiced nearly enough. If I do something, it's usually created by me. I make it up. It's like, oh, and I use my intention to set the way because I know I'll be able to do that. I don't know that I'll be able to fucking do what they to a disciplined level that some people can.
Yeah.
I do what I do. If you can do what fucking what Buddha him fucking if you could do as good as Buddha himself, what the fuck? Then whatever, go do it. Go fucking be a monk.
It all seems just like putting your mind to it, Jesse. The old
That's
put
all
your
is,
mind to
really.
it.
If you just decide to be positive
Whether
about
it's-
your life and you just go live your life, you don't have to really meditate. You just
Whether
have to have balance.
it doesn't matter, like whether it's holding a stick up into the moonlight on a Friday night, whatever you commit, if you accept it with your mind, it almost like if you go into something with skepticism, you kind of don't put your whole body into it, you don't put your whole mind into it, you end up giving it up.
You're blocking it. It's a blockage. Exactly.
Right. And that's the same people. And I'll tell you, there was some books I used to work with this place that sold these books and these things, these natural remedies. And some of the things were BS. Some of the things were, a shot in the dark type of thing or a scam type of deal. But there was many things that did work. And I think it's funny because the people would give up on it, but they'd give away the free bottle, and the person would take the free bottle and drink it, and then nothing would happen. And they'd go, this was BS. They'd throw it out. But what they didn't know was, you needed to keep taking it because it didn't, your pain in your, say for 6 months, your leg starts hurting you and hurting you and hurting you and hurting you more. And there's lump develops and it gets bigger and starts hurting. And you start taking this, and you can find lots of different remedies for this. But really the things you want to look for are anti-inflammatories and things like that. The inflammation, to relieve the inflammation. And it was like if you took some of this stuff, like instantly your leg wouldn't heal, but if you continuously took it over time, the antioxidants and the anti-inflammatories, eventually it's going to start making a difference in your body. But just taking one little bottle, isn't going to instantly take away that inflammation of your body. So people immediately give it up. And then
you're absolutely.
It's like exercise, Jesse. It's like exercise. It's like, I'm gonna go.
The whole fucking world, and it's not just millennials. I think everybody. That's kind of. We all want instant gratification. Kind of like addiction. It's like addicts. Yeah,
give it to me now. I'm very much like that.
And you know what? It's so hard not to.
Yeah.
When you post something and you get likes on it immediately, you get feedback immediately. Oh boy,
Yeah, like right now.
Want it or not, it's there.
We're over 200 subscribers, and this is the first show on this channel. I mean, that's instant gratification. And you guys watching right now, over 60 people. I mean, that's instant gratification here. I mean, about Jesse 8 months ago, we did monetize this, a show with that had been on for a while. And we were doing 40 people a show. And we're sitting here now talking about this with 60. I mean, this is instant gratification. But when I started on YouTube, my other channel, I started making videos, there was years of just failure and I gave up. And then I resynced. You said you had to take a break from Facebook. You go outside to rethink things and maybe camp for 72 hours.
I don't do that shit, but I know I did. I know that that's a good thing to do.
Well, but I walked away from YouTube, and then I came back almost rejuvenated, then decided to do something. And
well, I mean, I don't do the camping thing, but like I don't watch TV. The only fucking time I do is 3 hours a week for Raw. I mean, barely. And then other than my whole life I had to have it on to sleep. Now I've changed that, so I'm making changes where I can. But I think if you can fucking go and just be away from all electronics and just everything in your house for a little while, go do it. You'll feel better.
I might have to do it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 1 of Final Frontier News. Jesse was great. I had a lot of fun, and the calls we got tonight I thought were really, really very good too, above and beyond what I expected, to be honest. I
knew we'd get interesting calls. It's a big difference from fucking, hey, how you guys doing?
Right. Hey, did you guys watch this thing? Well, and even everyone added. So I look forward to more of this. I believe next week, hopefully, Jesse, if maybe we can make this a Tuesday deal, perhaps. And if we don't, we'll make it a weekly deal at least, if not more.
No, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to make it a Tuesday deal, but we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
I like the sound of that.
All right. Well, you guys were great, and I hope again you
Don't forget to
subscribe.
plug your other channel in case people are interested. Jesus.
No, I'll plug this channel.
Oh.
Final Frontier News. I don't think they're interested in wrestling. You can find me easily though. My name is Joe Cronin. This is Jesse, and this is Final Frontier News. And we had a great time. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you.
That was awesome.
In the next dimension. Jesse, are there dimensions?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that next week. How about that?
All right, sounds good.
This music is really weird, but I'm down with it.
I was just now. I went on mute and I said out loud, like, "This is good music for this."
Good night, everyone.